Hello, everyone. It's Kyle Wood with Sonora Realty. We got a special treat for you today. As you know, we have been busier than ever here in Puerto Penasco, Mexico. Today, what we want to talk about is our new development, Isla Del Mar, just north of Puerto Penasco. It's a project that has been around for approximately 10 years. We have the developers out of Spain that are with us today to talk about the project, the amenities, what the future is for Isla Del Mar. I'd like to bring on our guests from Spain, and they are Alberto Monroe. Excuse me for if I butchered the names. The
No
commercial.
worries, no worries. It is Alvaro Moreno. Yeah.
And he's the commercial director out of Spain. Tona Tu Cario, the environmental director. Did I get that right?
Donatiu Carrillo. It's a difficult name. I'm sorry.
That's okay. My Spanish is really bad. And we are also waiting for Juan Carlos, the CFO of the project, to come online. He was delayed a little bit. So I want to thank you all for visiting with us today here at Playa Sonora Realty. Alvaro, can you tell us a little bit about Isla Del Mar, what the project is, how it differs from the other projects here in Puerto Penasco, and
Sure. First of all, thank you. Actually, as you say, Islas del Mar it is a master development. It's one of the biggest master development in Puerto Penasco, Rocky Point. It is not on Sandy Beach, but it's just 7 minutes driving from Sandy Beach, a bit north, as you already said. It is a master community master development with a golf course, Jack Nicklaus golf course signature on it, and actually also it got some 160 acres of seawater lagoons, which was built based on an ocean tides study. This is one of the unique features of the coastal zone adjacent at the Islas del Mar. Actually, the tides are characterized as semi-diurnal tides. It's something special that happens here, and it's every twice in a day. The tides goes high and goes down. The estuary and ocean goes providing normal tide inundation through two dams, which allows the water to get inside the development and actually control the level of the internal lagoons at any time. As you said, we have in the future will be 1,500 units development, something like that.
Can you tell us a little bit about how the lagoon, and maybe this is something for the environmental director, Tanatu, talk about? How does that dam work, and what type of water are we using for the lagoons?
Laura, do you want to go on this, or do you want me to?
Whatever. Just if you're ready, just go ahead. I can also.
Okay. Well, basically, we have a dam. And when we have the high tides, the water comes into the lagoons and feeds them with nutrients and fish larvae and other biological inputs that sustain wildlife in the lagoons. And these wildlife, like fish and crabs, sustain all the food chain that we have at Islas del Mar, like feeds the birds, the ospreys mainly, and cranes and herons and other animals. So when the tide goes down, the water gets trapped inside the lagoons. So we have these microenvironments in the lagoons that, as I said, it not only feeds the food chain, but it also serves for recreation. We value the environmental surroundings and the environmental aspects of of Islas del Mar. We are located in a very special position. We are next very close to the Pinacate and Altar Desert Reserve on one hand, and on the other hand, we have the Upper Gulf of California and Colorado Delta River Reserve. So this location added to the internal lagoons that we have created makes Islas del Mar a unique place for fauna to prosper and live over here. So we have lots of herons nesting on the boulevard. We have colonies of herons nesting there. So we encourage people to respectfully enjoy these sites, this natural heritage that we have. The beach, for instance, it's also a very natural and a very special natural phenomena. We have very huge intertidal areas that happen in a few places around the world. And we have the privilege of having one of the biggest intertidal places in North America. And we are also encouraging people to enjoy of these particular and majestic phenomena that we do have here. Our slogan for Islas del Mar, as you know, it's a living sanctuary. And we do believe we have a living sanctuary, and we try to maintain as much as possible this low impact interaction with wildlife. Actually, we promote wildlife. This is why we have these nesting structures for ospreys, because ospreys don't have enough places in Penasco to nest, because we don't have tall trees or other tall structures for them to establish their nests. And as we observe that we have a lot of ospreys down here at Islas, and they enjoy the place. They have feeding spaces at the lagoons. They feed on the fish mainly. So this is one of the reasons we put these structures. Besides, they are on the under special protection. So as getting these structures, we promote the protection of the environment and the species that are surrounding us.
It's my understanding that paddleboarding is allowed, electric pontoons.
Yeah, and actually, as you said, of course, we are allowed to do many sports, water sport activities at the lagoon. Right now, we are offering activities as kayaking or paddleboard, among others. And you are also allowed to have in a boat, but the only rule is that they are not allowed the gas engine powered boats. So everything has to be electric or not, just to keep with the environmental side.
One question that I do have, or we have received, is can you swim in the lagoons?
Of course, I mean, it's
I-
just like swimming on the ocean, but and actually the lagoons are always at a minimum 4 feet deep. Of course, actually, currently the main amenity is the Jack Nicklaus golf course that we have at Islas del Mar. But there are other amenities planned to be built as the same pace as the developments are built, such as Beach Club and Lagoon Club. We are convinced, we truly believe that the environment, actually adds value to the properties. That's why every homeowners has included in the HOA the golf maintenance fee. Just keeping talking about the golf, but in terms of this, every homeowners have a daily discount on the green fee of 50%, because they are paying for keeping the golf in a good shape, which is the thing that keeps adding value to their property. And the key differential point from Islas del Mar in terms of other developments such as Conchas or maybe Sandy Beach, nobody has the same kind of infrastructure utilities as we do, surrounded by this environment. Actually, Islas del Mar has the paved streets, underground utilities such as water, lights, drainage, fiber optics. We have a 1.5 mile of beachfront, and everything is on a gated community with 24 hours private security.
There's
And it's also the landscaping of the boulevard, Islas del Mar. We just built a walkway there, so all the owners can walk with their, you know, maybe 1 mile, 2 miles, just walking around the boulevard and looking out all the lifestyle, all the living animals that we have there, the birds and the eagles and a lot of things, you know, that you can take in your walk, during your walk.
Julie had a question. I'm going to unmute her.
Well, my question is, we know that you really care about the environmental, and I would like you to share with our clients and with everybody else that the project have a special certification, and I think it'll be really interesting for the people to know that we have, the Islas del Mar have a certification in environmental, and besides that, which is really a huge thing that the project accomplished a few years ago, and taking care of the environmental part. Taking care of the environmental is all the utilities, the infrastructure that the development have, that I think is really interesting for the people to know about the aqueduct, the sewer system, the treatment plant, everything that involves the whole development and the utilities that have to offer to the residents and whoever interested in buy or invest in the development.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about that certification that you received?
Sure. We had this touristic environmental certificate, and we need to renew it now because it expires and you need to renew it. So we are renewing it shortly. And of course, we are right now trying to certificate our beach because, as you know, the beach at Islas del Mar is a pristine beach, basically. So in order to have these certificates, we need to do things the proper way. We need to do things right. And this is what's reflected on the certification, that we have a waste management program. So a very strict, actually, waste management program that implies water waste management, that implies a recycling process, environmental education. All of these aspects together gives us the plus for getting these environmental certifications.
Now, the wastewater that is reprocessed at the wastewater treatment plant, is that being used to water the golf courses? Obviously, it's been treated and stuff, but I know in Arizona they do that quite a lot. Do we do the same in Isla del Mar?
I can take it. Actually, yes, everything is handled under very high standards. At Islas del Mar, we have there is a desalination plant and a drainage and sewer system that carries the wastewater to a treatment plant to have them recycled and later reuse it on the irrigation on the green areas, including the golf course. That's what we do.
I'd like to bring Juan in. Juan, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the history of the project. I know that it takes a considerable amount of money to keep the Jack Nicklaus certification. Can you tell us a little bit about that project, what you had to do to maintain the project while we went through the recession, and the commitment that you made to the project throughout the several years that you've owned it?
Okay, yeah, of course. Well, we can go back to a little history about when the actual owners, Spain, Salvador, and the team now is Atlanto. When they bought the project, they bought in 2007. The crisis started a few months later, and they didn't know. Well, the world didn't know. So in 2008, for 3, 4, 5 years that the crisis went through, especially in Peñasco, because all the world was getting out from the crisis, and we and Peñasco were still in the crisis for a longer time. We do a lot of effort. We do some sacrifices, of course, but extracting all of budget. Unfortunately, we have to do some cuts in order to maintain and keep the objective is to maintain the value of the project at the minimum that doesn't get in like a distressed project. So we just try to keep the value of the project, maintain the infrastructure, maintain the golf course. So we have a commitment from our partners, and their determination too, because they always support us, and that allow us to get out from the crisis. And now we are here. We are building a lot. We have a lot of construction. The project is after a long years is well, it's very green. As you can see, no, the infrastructure works properly. We don't have fails. The well is in perfect conditions, and that's it. Some people just we have a very strong maintenance program, so all of the equipment is in good shape.
There's a very high standard for architectural design, such as the homes have to meet a certain architectural standard. The new development, Eagle Village, very much the same. Can you tell us about those standards and what residents can expect and why it's good for the community?
Yes, actually, we in at Islas del Mar, we have some CCNRs in order to build any project inside the development. That's from our point of view gives value to the development as keeping an harmony within the entire development that are gonna complete the Islas del Mar resort or community, as you want to call it.
Yeah, I just want to add to one about the CCNRs. The HOA Islas del Mar also have a strong committee for review and all the construction projects. And we also have a technical department with engineering, of course, with the Donativo on the environmental part, and an architect. So every project is reviewed by all this team, and then once they approve the project, so we submit that project to the committee so they can approve. So the control process is good. So all the projects build their home according to the CCNRs. So
we are going to have information along with this webcast of the entire Isla del Mar project, as well as the Eagle Village project. Well, I want to thank everybody. Juan, thank you very much, and I do appreciate your time and your background. Barrow, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kyle.
From
thank
Spain.
you very much, Kyle, Julie. Thank you too. Have a nice day.
Too. I hope to meet you in person when we get our kids together. So I do thank you and the team, Julie and Artie. So thank you all very much. If any of the viewers have questions, please feel free to shoot them to myself or Julie or Artie or Sadith, and we'll be happy to answer any of the questions you have. In the meantime, there is information that is available for download. Thank you very much and have a great day, guys.